Distinguished, was that not old? Nice. Distinguished platform guests, James H. Groves faculty and staff, graduating class of 2026, family members and friends, welcome to the 62nd commencement exercise for the James H. Groves Adult High School here at Sussex Tech. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Sussex Tech High School Coast Guard JROTC program and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I am Kelly Whaley and proud to say I have the privilege of serving as the Director of Adult Education for the Sussex County Vocational Technical School District and as the Principal of the Sussex Center of the James H. Groves Adult High School. Congratulations, graduates. First this evening, I'd like to introduce our distinguished platform guests. As each student's success depends on the support and dedication of family, friends, and staff, it's just as important for our school to have the full support of local and statewide leaders. I'm happy to say that we have the support of those leaders who honor us tonight as our distinguished guests. I would ask that you hold your applause, please, until I have introduced all of them. On the stage from the Sussex County Vocational Technical School District, we have Dr. Kevin Carson, our superintendent, Mr. John Balger, the principal of Sussex Technical High School, Mr. Gary Brittingham, our school board president, Mr. Marcel Hayes, school board member, Dr. Kevin Spence, our newest school board member, and Mr. Will Kernoodle, school board member. We have an additional school board member in the front row with us this evening as Mr. Greg Johnson. On the stage from the Department of Education, we have Mrs. Maureen Whalen, who's the Director of Adult and Prison Education. Dr. Daryl Miller, Ed Associate for Adult and Prison Education. And then from Sussex Tech Adult Education, we have Mrs. Donna Smith, our Groves Coordinator and Counselor. Mrs. Shantae Harmon, James H. Groves, class of 2014, and our guest speaker for this evening. On the front row, we have Mrs. Kristen Hatfield, who's the business manager for the Sussex County Vocational Technical School District. We have Miss Dominique Scott in the second row, who's a school counselor here at Sussex Tech. And then we also have a former principal of the Groves Adult High School, someone who has been a mentor to me and a very good friend, Mrs. Terry Corder. I would also like to recognize and thank others within the Sussex Vocational Technical School District who have helped make this evening possible. The custodial staff for the gym setup, Mr. TJ Dukes, who is recording tonight's graduation. It will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. Hilltop Photography, who is taking pictures for us this evening. And then Mrs. Olivia Atten, who is our Plant Science and Natural Resources Management teacher, and her students who made the flower arrangements for the stage this evening. Thank you all for your contribution to our graduation ceremony. Again, congratulations, class of 2026. Look around you. Isn't this awesome? All of these people have come to share in the celebration of you reaching this very important life milestone, and also to honor all the effort and sacrifices you have made in achieving this goal. And I'm sorry, you may sit down. I forgot to tell you that. I got so excited. I told you when you walked in, the crowd would go wild. I just got all caught up in it. When I think of this class, the word perseverance comes to mind. You have had so many barriers along your educational journey, but you pushed on, you stayed the course, you persevered, you succeeded. You have balanced working full-time, families, and schoolwork. Some of you moved to a new country and had to learn a new language. Some of you are the first person in your family to graduate from high school. And for some of you, coming to school was so important that you paid an Uber if you didn't have a ride. I could go on. Each of you has a story, stories that should make you proud of where you are today. You never gave up. An example that really stands out to me of how the class of 2026 personifies perseverance is that one of you first enrolled in our adult basic education program, and tonight, 10 years later, you're graduating with your high school diploma. Some of you enrolled in Groves only needing a couple of credits. Some of you needed half your credits. But this gentleman earned all of his credits with Groves, and he completed a CEA 3 as part of that. He never gave up. The class of 2026 has 45 members, ranges in age from 17 to 63, and includes a pair of sisters. Your high school diploma is only the beginning. 40 of you are continuing your education in college or trade schools. One of you has enlisted in the United States Army, and 4 of you are continuing in the workforce. Many of you did not travel this journey alone. Graduates, you have told me that the accomplishments we are here to celebrate tonight could not have been possible without the help and support that you have received in your journey from your family members and friends. This may have been a simple pat on the back as you received a good report card, or as involved as watching children as you attended class or giving you a ride. Graduates, please rise and look into the audience and applaud those people who were there to support you while you were at school. You may be seated. See, I remember that time. To our faculty and staff, our James H. Groves students are blessed to have such a hard-working, caring group of professional teachers, counselors, paraprofessionals, secretaries, and administrators. Graduates have told me that what they like best about our staff is that they never give up on their students. From relentless phone calling, emails, and texts, to efforts explaining course content in numerous ways to ensure student success are just a few common practices to keep our students engaged and moving forward. Faculty and staff, please rise. Graduates and guests, please join me in recognizing this outstanding group of professionals. You may be seated. At this time, I'd like to invite Sussex County Vocational Technical School District Superintendent, Dr. Kevin Carson, to come forward. We are appreciative of his unwavering support of adult education and look forward to hearing his congratulatory remarks to our graduates.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to the graduating class of 2026. On behalf of our Board of Education, the majority of whom are here, we probably should have posted this as a meeting, but I want to say, I think one of the things that Mrs. Whaley said is that you have a tremendous amount of support that has allowed you to get to this point today. And so whether it's legislators, Department of Education, Department of Labor, school boards, a great staff, folks who care about you as students. I need to tell you that this is one of my favorite events of the whole school year, and I have a lot of favorite events, but this is absolutely one of them, because I find you inspiring. And some days you wonder what's going on and why are we here and how are we going forward, and I can tell you that the 45 that are in your class make it easy to understand what it is we do and why we enjoy it so much. I'm also pleased to hear that, and part of my message to you was, I hope you don't consider this the end. I hope you consider this the beginning, because you have a lot of time in front of you. Even the 63-year-old, you have a lot of time in front of you. And the point of the matter is that you should take this education, excuse me, and I hear that 40 of you are continuing in either post-secondary or career technical trade programs, and we're very proud of you, and I congratulate you for taking that extra step and to continue on. Please consider this the beginning. Don't stop, keep going. You can do it. You've proved to yourself that you can continue to do it. To all of the folks who are sitting in the stands, I offer you my sincere congratulations, because, as Mrs. Whaley said, without all of this support, some of you might not be here tonight. And so I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do to support our students, and we congratulate you. All of the best. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carson. Now I would like to ask Maureen Whalen, Director of Adult and Prison Education, to offer her congratulatory remarks to our graduates.
Good evening, everybody. You know, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm from New York, and we can never cheer enough, right? And especially after the Knicks won last night. So how about we give another round of applause for all of these graduates? Woo-hoo! It is my pleasure to bring to you greetings and congratulations from the Delaware Department of Education, from our Secretary of Education, Cynthia Martin, and from our Associate Secretary, Adam Schott. Now, clearly, we are here tonight to honor all of our graduates. And folks, as Ms. Whaley has said, this is quite an inspiring group. Out of the 45 folks who are graduating, we have the age range of 17 to 63. Now, if that doesn't prove that learning is a lifelong process, and that you are never too old to learn something more, I don't know what does. Also, we know that 76% of all of these folks went to school and worked at the same time. That's tough, and yet they are getting to the stage tonight. And as everybody else has mentioned already, for all of you folks that are here in the bleachers, we know that education can be the great equalizer. But we also know that education is a family value and education is a community value. So we appreciate all of the support that you have given to these graduates and the demonstration of your belief in the value of education by being here tonight. So guys, thank you very much for being here. We also need to say thanks to the governor and to the legislature for funding the Groves program. There is only one state that I know of that has a statewide adult high school, and that's Delaware. So we thank them for believing in second chances. We thank the Sussex Tech School Board. Folks, do you know that there are 19 school districts and only six put up their hands to sponsor an adult education program? So folks, we very much appreciate your belief in the value of all these folks. And last but clearly not least, to the Sussex Tech Adult Education team, under the supervision of Ms. Whaley. Graduates, there may have been times that you didn't even think you were going to make it, but I guarantee you that everybody on this team believed that you were going to make it. They believed in your potential, and they believed that you could get here tonight. So, staff, Ms. Whaley, thank you for everything you've done. Now, there was a famous person who once ended up saying, if you think you can and you think you can't, you're right. The road to success is not always easy, but the qualities that get you there aren't rocket science. And that's what every one of these graduates have. Number one, they believed in themselves, even if taking that first step to register was really scary. Number two, they knew they were going to make mistakes, they knew they were going to have barriers, they knew they were going to face obstacles, and yet they still came. And third, they had a goal that they wanted to get to. Tonight it's the diploma. But as Dr. Carson says, tonight isn't the end. This is only the beginning. Success is a journey and not a destination. These diplomas are going to prove that every one of these graduates have got what they need in social studies, in science, in English, in CTE, in foreign language, in math. And they've got a diploma and they've got a transcript to prove it. What that doesn't say, though, is all of the other skills that they found in coming to Groves. They learned how to problem solve. How did I make sure I got to school when my work schedule clashed with when I had to get to school? They learned how to plan. When daycare arrangements went down, they had an alternative plan to make sure somebody was able to watch the kids and I was able to get to school. They knew how to research. Do you realize that while these folks were still in classes, finishing up all their courses, they were still going to career fairs, finding out about DOL training, looking at the Inspire and the SEED scholarship, and figuring out what their next step is. And graduates, to every one of you, when you walk out this auditorium tonight, You're an inspiration. People are gonna look at you and say, because you did it, maybe I can do it too. But you'll be the one who's opening up those opportunities for them. And most precious of all, every one of these graduates has the gift of making a dream into a reality. Nobody gets to this stage tonight by luck. They worked hard, they planned, they got over obstacles, and they kept going forward till they got to their goal. Graduates, you are the type of folks that Delaware needs. You're daring, you're tenacious, and you're willing to reach for the stars. Graduates, we are very happy to have you as part of the 2026 James H. Groves Adult High School.
Thank you, Maureen, for your words of encouragement. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for the evening, Mrs. Shantae Harmon, James H. Groves Class of 2014. Shantae Harmon began working as an OASIS team member for Sussex Tech in 2013 while working towards earning her high school diploma. Shortly after, she joined the leadership team and as lead intern and later as the OASIS team leader. In 2014, she completed all course requirements and received her high school diploma from our James H. Groves Adult High School. Immediately after graduation, Shantae went back into the classroom, but this time as a paraprofessional for Sussex Tech Adult Ed. In May of 2020, during the COVID-19 lockdown, Shantae graduated from Delaware Tech with her associate's degree in elementary education. Currently, Mrs. Harmon is the Driver Education Secretary for Sussex Tech Adult Ed. After earning her bachelor's degree from Wilmington University last month, she would like to go back into the adult ed classroom again, but this time as an instructor. And if all this isn't enough, she is enrolled in the Educational Leadership Master's Program at Wilmington University, and she will start classes this fall. Welcome, Shantae.
Good evening to our platform guests, administrators, board members, instructors, staff, family members, friends, and of course, the graduating class of 2026. Thank you all for being here tonight. And a special thank you to Ms. Whaley for giving me the honor of addressing the graduating class tonight. This is an honor that I do not take lightly. If you know me, then you know that adult education holds a special place in my heart. It's more than a program to me. It represents second chances, transformation, and new beginnings. Adult education has helped me realize that there was more to me than meets the eye. It helped me to discover abilities, strengths, and possibilities that I didn't even see in myself. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the staff here. Their dedication, encouragement, and commitment to the student success help change lives every single day. They see potential in their students often before the students see it in themselves. I know this because I had a teacher who did exactly that for me. She saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. While I focused on simply getting through school, she saw possibility, she saw potential. More importantly, she helped me see the same thing in myself. Thank you to Ms. Kim Banks. I can tell you from experience that one person who believes in you can make all the difference. Sometimes all it takes is one person to remind you that you're capable of more than you think. You see, I'm not standing here tonight simply as your keynote speaker. I stand before you as a proud graduate of the class of 2014. So when I say I understand you, I mean that. When I say I understand your struggles, the doubts, the fears, I mean every bit of that. I can say that with such conviction because 12 years ago, I was sitting where you're sitting tonight, holding my single flower, waiting for my name to be called. In many ways, I am you. I know what it feels like to wonder if you waited too long. I know what it feels like to question yourself. I even know what it feels like to drive down Route 9 with tears in your eyes, wondering if any of this is even going to be worth it. But I also know what it's like to discover that your story is not over. What I didn't know when I was earning my high school diploma was that this was not the end of my story. It was only the beginning. I'm originally from New Jersey, and when I was 12 years old, my mother passed away. Losing her changed the course of my life in ways that I didn't fully understand at the time. A few years later, I left school and I moved to Delaware to be with my boyfriend, and this October, we will celebrate 30 years of marriage. My husband is also a Rhodes graduate. My husband is also a Rhodes graduate, class of 1989. So I was familiar with the Rhodes program. And deep down inside, I always knew I wanted to finish my high school diploma. It was a desire that I carried with me for years. But like many of you, life happened. There were jobs to work, bills to pay, responsibilities to manage, and a family to raise. 1 year turned into 5 years, 5 years turned into 10 years, and before I knew it, 20 years had passed. Yet no matter how much time had passed, that desire never went away. Walking through the doors of Sussex Tech to attend orientation that cold October night was one of the best decisions I ever made. Not because it was easy, because it wasn't. And not because I had all the answers, because Lord knows I didn't. But it was one of the best decisions I ever made because it reminded me that my future was not defined by my past. For the first time in a long time, I began to see myself differently. I stopped focusing on what I hadn't done and started focusing on what was still possible. One assignment at a time, one test at a time, and a lot of struggle at a time. Before I knew it, I wasn't just earning a diploma, but I was rebuilding my confidence and I was discovering strengths that I didn't know I had. I was proving to myself that I was capable of more than I ever imagined. When I walked across the stage in 2014, I had no idea where my diploma would lead me. What I did know was that I had proven something to myself. I had proven that I was capable of finishing what I started. Just 3 days after graduation, I was hired as a paraprofessional for Sussex Tech in the same adult education classroom where I had once been a student myself. I want you to think about that for a minute. I walked into this building as a student who was trying to build her confidence, trying to get some part of her life back. And a few years later, I walked back into this same building as an employee. Today, I'm still with Sussex Tech as the coordinator of the largest driver education program in the state of Delaware. If someone had asked me while I was sitting in that seat out there, if this would be a part of my story, I would not have believed them. And I wish I could tell you that once I earned my diploma, everything became easy, because it didn't. There were still obstacles, there were still setbacks. There were still moments when quitting would have been an easier choice. In 2020, I earned my associate's degree at the height of COVID. My graduation ceremony, it wasn't in an auditorium filled with family and friends. It took place virtually in my living room. Later, while pursuing the bachelor's degree, I found myself 6 classes away from finishing when I ran out of money to complete the classes. And I remember wondering how I was ever going to make it to that finish line. Then one day out of the blue, I received a phone call from Wilmington University, and they informed me that they were going to pay for me to get my bachelor's degree. On May 31st, On May 31st, just a few days ago, I graduated with honors and received my bachelor's degree. Commencement University also informed me that they would pay for me to get my master's degree in educational leadership, and I start those classes in the fall. What I learned through those experiences is that obstacles are not always stop signs. Sometimes they're just a test of your determination to see if you're going to quit. If I had quit when things became difficult, I would have missed the blessing that was waiting for me on the other side. So graduates, if there's one thing I hope that you remember tonight, it is this. Do not allow your past to determine your future. There was a time when I thought my story was already written. I didn't think there were any opportunities for me. I didn't know if any of this would matter. I thought I was too late. Well, I was wrong. The woman standing before you tonight is a wife of nearly 30 years, a mother, a grandmother, a Groves graduate, a college graduate, an honors student, and an advocate for adult education on a state and a national level. She's a published author with coloring books and journals on Amazon. She's written and released a song called Becoming Her that can be heard on Spotify, Apple Music, and other platforms. But none of those things happened because I was extraordinary. They happened because I made the decision. I decided not to quit. You see, Becoming Her is not just the title of a song that I released. It's the story of my life. The Her stands for healed, empowered, and rising. I've spent the last 12 years becoming more confident, becoming more courageous, becoming more willing to trust God, becoming the woman who I know I was created to be. And tonight, I believe the same thing is true for you. This diploma is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a next chapter. There are dreams waiting to be pursued, goals waiting to be accomplished, and opportunities waiting to be discovered. So dare to dream bigger than your circumstances. Believe deeper than your fears. Take chances even when the outcome is uncertain. Learn from your failures without allowing them to define you. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small they seem. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow, and never, ever stop investing in the person that you are becoming. Keep moving forward when the road gets difficult, because some of life's greatest blessings are waiting on the other side of that perseverance. Keep going when things get hard, and never let anyone, including yourself, convince you that it's too late. So congratulations to the class of 2026. Your story is still being written. Thank you.
Thank you, Shantae. You're truly an example of lifelong learning. We have two members of the class of 2026 that would like to share their stories with you this evening. I'm happy to introduce our first student speaker, Ms. Claire Flanagan.
Good evening, fellow graduates, teachers, faculty, family, and friends. My name is Claire Flanagan, and I have been asked to share my story tonight. When I was 17, I became a mother. 6 weeks after my daughter was born, I placed her in daycare and returned to high school. For a while, things were okay, but then I felt ill and missed a lot of school. I ended up failing that year and felt that I was too far behind. Instead, I found a job and moved forward. Sorry. Over the years, many things happened. Marriage, children, divorce, and some bad choices along the way. But eventually, I found my footing again. At some point in every child's life, they dream of what they want to be when they grow up. A doctor, a lawyer, a firefighter, or maybe an astronaut. For me, at age 10, I knew I wanted to work with the deaf and hearing impaired. Why? Because I'm what you call a CODA, a child of a deaf adult. 4 years ago, I found a place that could help make my dream come true, and I applied immediately. However, life experience was not enough. I needed a GED or diploma. I don't recall how I first heard about James H. Grove Adult High School, but I knew I needed to enroll. It took me 3 years to complete 2 of the 4 classes I needed to graduate because family matters that it needed my attention. The staff here at Groves understood my situation, and the flexibility of this program gave me the time and support I needed. This past year, I returned with only 2 classes remaining. One of them being geometry. If anybody knows me, math is not my favorite. An hour into my first class of geometry, I started my first tutorial. I started to have anxiety. I couldn't breathe. I gathered my things, gave my teacher some BS excuse, and I left. I got to my car and I cried. I asked myself what made me think I could do this. A few minutes later, I gathered myself together, I drove home, and I told myself I couldn't quit on the first night. I returned to my next class, told my teachers why I really left the first night. Their response changed everything for me. They gave me hope, encouragement, support, and the determination to keep pushing forward. After I passed my first exam, my English class began, which meant 4 classes, 4 nights a week, while working a full-time job. I became overwhelmed, but I had 3 incredible teachers beside me every step of the way. They are a huge reason I stand before you tonight, along with the flexibility and support that the Groves programs offers. James H. Grove Adult High School is important for people like me, people who, for whatever reason, did not finish school in a traditional setting. This program gives people a second chance. The flexibility the school offers allows people with jobs, families, responsibilities, and real-life struggles with the opportunity to come back and finish what they started. Tonight, I would like to give thanks and credit where it is due. To my family and my friends, without your love and support and encouragement, it means more to me than anything. I love all of you dearly. You all mean the world to me. To my employer, the best boss I could ever ask for, Thank you for your support and understanding when I needed to leave 4 days a week from work early to attend classes. Your kindness means everything to me. Now here's where I get messy. To my English teacher, Mrs. Fisher, unfortunately she couldn't be here tonight. I want to thank her for her guidance and her encouragement and for handling the little things so that I could focus on the big things. Ms. King, Mr. Mitchell, where do I begin? Words can never fully tell you how grateful I am to have both of you for teachers. In my eyes, both of you deserve Teacher of the Year. Without you, I would not be standing here tonight. Every school, every student in the world needs teachers like you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being a part of my story. I will forever remember you. I would like to close tonight with a message for anyone who may see themselves in my story. Your story is not over. Education has no limit, and your future is worth fighting for. Thank you, and congratulations to the James H. Grove Adult High School Class of 2026.
Thank you, Claire, for your inspiring words. Education truly has no age limit. Our second student speaker for this evening is Jacqueline Ramadan Tovar.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Ramadan Tovar, and I am honored to stand before you today as one of many students in this program. As a first-generation student pursuing higher education, my journey has not always been easy. During my first 2 years of high school, my father was diagnosed with stage 5 chronic kidney disease. This was a life-changing moment for my family and me. Suddenly, I found myself taking on responsibilities that most teenagers do not have to face. I helped care for my father, managed appointments, took him to his dialysis treatments. Balancing these responsibilities with school was incredibly challenging. There were times when taking care of my father had to come first, making it difficult for me to attend traditional high school setting. It often felt like I was carrying the weight of 2 full-time roles, being a student and being a caregiver. Despite these challenges, I never gave up on my education. I knew that earning my diploma was important not only for my future, but also for my family. This program gave me the opportunity to continue moving toward my goals while still being there for the family who depended on me. Today, standing here as a graduate, I am reminded that success is not defined by how easy the journey is, but by the determination to keep going when life becomes difficult. Every obstacle I faced taught me resilience, strength, and perseverance. To my fellow graduates, remember that your struggles do not define you. Your courage to overcome them does. Each of us has a unique story, and today we celebrate not only our accomplishments, but also the challenges that we conquered to get here. Thank you to my family, my teachers, counselors, and everyone who supported me along the way. Most importantly, thank you to this program for giving students like me the opportunity to succeed. Congratulations, class of 2026, we did it.
Thank you, Jackie. You're an inspiration to all of us, an example of perseverance. I'm sure every member of the class of 2026 could come up here and share a similar story of overcoming what some would consider impossible challenges. We are so incredibly proud of all of you for staying true to yourselves and following your dreams. Next, I would like to acknowledge those students who have graduated this year using the CEA-3 process, which stands for the Certificate of Educational Attainment. It is a Delaware Department of Education certification awarded to students who complete this process. The process includes passing standardized assessments in reading, math, science, and social studies, and then writing a social studies or science research paper, 4 to 6 pages in length, on an approved topic. The paper is read and approved by a panel of DOE state-level readers. It's a very rigorous process in which a student can earn up to 10 credits, and definitely not for the faint of heart. This year, 36 students earned the CEA-3 certificate, and 33 of them are graduating tonight. Please stand and remain standing as I call all of the students deserving recognition for this accomplishment. Please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Cheyenne Meisenhauer, Cheyenne Jarvis, Destiny Toby, Alan Ortiz, Jax Webb, Serenity Phillips, Gabrielle Fields, Danielle Richardson, Bethany Townsend, Kaylee Townsend, Tabitha Reed, Jacqueline Rabadon Tovar, Donovan Books, Destiny Maddox, Jasmine Bailey, Heather Sterling, Carlos Aguilar, Storm Norman, Sarah Tele Morales, Emily Gonzalez Rodriguez, Benjamin Chow, Claire Flanagan, Cameron King, Macy Catlett, Cheyenne Richardson, Ethan Horner, Jesse Drummond, Alana Brown, Araya Deputy, Madison Swindell, Garrett Norwood, Jaden Wheatley, and Vincent Lee. Congratulations to our CEA-3 graduates. Again, this is a very, very rigorous process, and we had a 100% pass rate this year for all papers submitted the first time around. So congratulations. You may be seated. Now, Mrs. Smith, our Groves coordinator and counselor, will award this year's scholarships.
Thank you, Mrs. Whaley. I'm very honored and humbled to be able to announce tonight's scholarship winners. Our first scholarship is the State Director of Adult Education Scholarship, established for students who wish to pursue a post-secondary education. I would like to ask Ms. Maureen Wayland to please come up to join me for the presentation of this scholarship. Our first recipient of the evening is someone who entered our program to be able to finish his education sooner so he could work full-time while earning his diploma, as well as study electrical 2 nights per week in our apprenticeship program. Jeremy accomplished his goal and completed his high school diploma classes in 3 months and is now getting ready to enroll into year 3 of his electrical apprenticeship. We are proud to say that the $200 State Director Scholarship is awarded to Jeremy Love. Please come up. Thank you. Congratulations, Jeremy. I would now like to ask Shantae Harmon, our Oasis State team leader, and obviously quite an inspirational story. Thank you, Shantae, for that. One of the largest adult student organizations in the country is Oasis. The scholarship they award is intended to recognize a student who has demonstrated leadership and wishes to pursue learning beyond their high school achievement. The recipient of the Oasis Scholarship has plans to attend Del Tech to study early childhood with the goal of one day owning and operating her own daycare. She was able to successfully juggle her academic classes, working a job, a full-time job, and meeting with me for her English class during her lunch breaks. Our $200 Oasis Scholarship for the class of 2026 is awarded to Lori McCrae. At this time, Ms. Kelly Whaley and myself, we will be awarding several scholarships that come from Sussex Tech. Although, I take that back, our first scholarship is the Ethel Cook Scholarship. In 1989, a wonderful, courageous woman graduated from the Sussex Center at the James H. Grove Adult High School at the tender age of 79 years old. Ethel Cook brought new meaning to the belief that learning is truly a lifelong process. Her family started the Ethel Cook Memorial Scholarship Fund in her honor, and through their generosity, we are able to award a $1,000 scholarship this evening. We do believe the recipient of this award has a love of learning and will continue to learn as her world expands. We will not be surprised if this recipient does not stop at becoming a registered nurse, but will continue to move up in her field. As one of our youngest graduates, this student worked 40 to 60 hours per week while helping out her family and attending school at the same time. An Ethel Cook Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is awarded to Jacqueline Rabadon Tovar. Okay, so we have the three. The next set of scholarships are issued from the Sussex Tech Adult Division. We award 3 of these scholarships, each are worth $500. The recipient of the $500 scholarship award is to be used toward any career training or college education. Our first recipient is interested in enrolling in Sussex Tech Adult Education's HVAC program. He joined our program after deciding he wanted to be a role model for his children and reach for more potential in his life. He feels his confidence in himself has really grown since earning his diploma, and I am sure that confidence will transfer into his HVAC studies. The recipient of a $500 scholarship is Storm Norman. Congratulations. Our second recipient of the Adult Division Scholarship wants to attend a cosmetology school in Milford. The success she felt while learning at Sussex Tech Adult Education will transfer over to her pursuing more in her future, and this scholarship will help her do just that. The recipient of a $500 scholarship is Cheyenne Meisenhalber. Thank you. Finally, the third recipient of our Adult Division Scholarship is someone who works 40 hours per week in a diner, but has aspirations of studying radiology at Del Tech. She also has one of the highest GPAs in the class and will definitely be successful in pursuing her next adventure in college. The recipient of a $500 scholarship goes to Gabrielle Fields. Congrats. At this time, I'd like to ask Terry Corder to please come to the stage. Terry is a past principal of our program, and she will present the next scholarship. Every year, the Adult Sussex Tech Adult Division awards a scholarship in honor of past principals of the James H. Groves High School at Sussex Tech. This scholarship was started to aid graduates interested in enrolling in certificate programs here through the Sussex Tech Adult Division. This $500 scholarship may be used toward any of the adult education programs. The recipient of this award has shown great perseverance and determination to earn his degree. After completing his work for his diploma early in November, he was considering attending school out of state, but has since changed his mind and has decided to stay and pursue welding through our Sussex Tech Adult Education program. The recipient of the past principal scholarship is Jaden Wheatley. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Terry. The final award is for the Principal's Scholarship. The Principal's Scholarship is for someone who values education and wants to keep learning even after they complete their diploma. The recipient of this award needed to earn 6.5 credits this year. She focused on her work, completing the CEA 3 paper, all while taking Algebra 2, Spanish 1 and 2, and Health. She wants to continue learning through a trade, and we're certain whatever she chooses, she will accomplish her goal. The recipient of the $500 Principal Scholarship is Cheyenne Jarvis. Congrats. Thanks. Finally, we are proud to announce that each student in the class of 2026 is a scholarship award recipient. Each member of the class will receive a $100 scholarship award to be used toward any career, training, or college education. The information on this scholarship is included in the packet each graduate will receive after the ceremony. So congratulations, everyone. We have one more award that we would like to present, and that is for our Groves Teacher of the Year. First of all, I would like to thank, personally, the teachers that dedicate their nights and days to teaching our program. We would not be anywhere as successful as we are without all of you. I wish I could give this to everybody because you guys are awesome. Picking just one Teacher of the Year is difficult because we know you all have had a huge impact on our students, just as you've heard tonight. As a counselor, I hear day after day what difference you all make in their lives, and we thank you for that. This year's Teacher of the Year comes to our school after teaching all day and comes into work with our math students 2 nights per week, even though she has 3 sons at home waiting for her. Her dedication to her students is unmeasurable. She is always calm and helps her students through some of the toughest math classes that we have. We are so fortunate to have this teacher on our staff and are happy to announce the 2026 Teacher of the Year is Ms. Rachel Clendaniel. Please come up to receive your award. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Now I'll turn the program back over to Ms. Whaley.
Thank you, Donna. Congratulations to all of our scholarship winners and to Mrs. Clendaniel. As we prepare for the moment that our graduates have been waiting for, I ask that Mrs. Whalen, Dr. Carson, and Mr. Brittingham please come and stand in center front. Members of the Sussex Tech Administration and School Board, distinguished platform guests, families, and friends, may I present to you those students who have successfully completed the requirements for high school graduation as established by the state of Delaware. Would the first row of the class of 2026 please rise and come forward to receive your diplomas. Carlos Aguilar. Jasmine Bailey.
Good catch. Good job.
Donovan Books.
Congratulations to you. Nice work.
Alana Brown.
Hi, Alana. How you doing? Good job.
Sharon Cannon.
Thanks, Sharon. Congratulations. I'm gonna get a picture. Congratulations.
Macy Catlett. Araya Deputy. Crystal Dewar. Jesse Drummond. Gabrielle Fields. Claire Flanagan. Richard Fretz. Tamara Gibbs.
Hi, Tamara. How are you?
Emily Gonzalez Rodriguez. Tyler Goody.
Hey, Tyler. Congratulations. Nice work.
Jenna Guillaume.
Hi, Jenna. Hi. Congratulations. Proud of you.
Ethan Horner. Cheyenne Jarvis.
Congratulations.
Cameron King. Jeremy Love. Lori McCrae. Cheyenne Meisenhalter. Storm Norman. Garrett Norwood.
Hi, Garrett.
Alan Ortiz. Serenity Phillips. Jacqueline Rabadon Tovar. Tabitha Reed. Danielle Richardson. Cheyenne Richardson. Heather Sterling. Madison Swindell.
Nice work.
Sarah Tellez Morales. Bethany Townsend. Kaylee Townsend. Nathan Tall. Marvella Vicente Morales. Jax Webb. Jaden Wheatley. Yep, we're good. Class of 2026, please stand. I declare these members of the class of 2026 to be officially graduated from the James H. Groves Adult High School. You may move your tassels to the left. Congratulations again. Your Sussex Tech Adult Education family is so very proud of you. Remember, as you've heard numerous times tonight, your high school diploma is not the end of your educational journey. I encourage all of you to be lifelong learners. It's never too late to go back to school, to learn new skills, to further your career, or to start a new one. Many of you have overcome tremendous barriers to get where you are today, and I am confident that that same grit and perseverance will take you as far as you want to go. Before we conclude, I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Carson and Mrs. Smith. They are retiring this summer. Thank you both for your dedication to our profession and to your support of adult education. We wish you the best in your next chapter. I thank each of you for coming this evening. Graduates will be picking up their documents and joining you in the lobby in just a few minutes. We will be serving refreshments in the lobby. Once your graduates join you, then you can come back in and have some pictures in front of the Sussex Tech backdrop if you would like. Thank you again. Have a wonderful evening.